Hey, what's up everybody, TechChucker here, and welcome to episode 22 of This Week in Dioramas Season 2. Now, if you are not familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas, and I showcase them right here on the show. If you'd like to be showcased in a future episode, all you need to do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag ThisweekInDioramas. Before we get started, we do need to reveal the winner of last week's fan vote, and your winner is the Old Barn Dio by Dioramas Tom. Congratulations, you will now be entered into the Grand Championship vote at the end of the year, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of this episode where you will all get another chance to vote for your favorite on the community tab on my channel. Alright, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. We are starting off with Laz Dioramas and Toys, and this thing is amazing. It is a Wayne Manor display piece that also includes a bat cave, and this thing is amazing. Now, they're saying that it's not quite done yet. Let's see, 90% of the outside is done and 99% is completed. I asked in the comments, did you build this from scratch? They did. And oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's gonna go in their game room, collection room or whatever. It's on like a little coffee table. The one thing that I would think to add to this would be so amazing, and this thing's already awesome. I mean, just look at how cool this thing is. It looks so good with the Wayne W emblem on there. I mean, it's so cool, and we're gonna cycle through some of these. But if you could make it so that the display would lower so that it was just level with the table, and then you could raise it up and see the bat cave. How cool would that be? But I just love the details on this thing. Just check this out. This is absolutely so cool. It's so clean. Wow, it's so cool to have this. And check this out. I love the fact that you kind of opened up the hole here on the wall so that we could see inside the bat cave. You got a Batmobile. This is amazing. The lights that you got in here with that blue tone is so cool. And look at all the little controls. You got Batman in there. This is amazing. It is so cool. You got Alfred coming down with a little bit of tea or something. Wow, this is amazing. I absolutely love it so much. Check this out. You got lights in the windows. Holy crap. This is absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Alright, let's keep it going. We are going with Styro Customs with the TMNT sewer diorama, and this thing is amazing. Not just because I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but because this thing is so good. Talent-wise, off the charts. I mean, just look at the concrete here, and then like the algae. It's so good, and the green matches the water perfectly, so it's really believable. I just absolutely love your work. This is so good. This mouser, you and I, we were DMing about this mouser. It's 3D printed, which is super cool. I printed one myself. Didn't know that we each knew about it, and it's so awesome. But the details on here, I mean, look at this picture. The lighting is perfect. It is so good. Make sure that you check out their Instagram profile. Lots of pictures of the different elements that are in this diorama, and there's just so much talent within this. Look at the weathering on that ladder, and then you've got a little bit of rust that's been running down from the base there. That's a great attention to detail. Really digging on this piece, so awesome job. Keep them coming. Here is a, what are we calling this? Scratch built Space Intruder from Johnny Simpleton, and he does some of these just absolutely amazing scratch builds that are, I mean, it looks like you bought one of those kits that like a model kit or whatever, but you're building this from all the little bits and bobs and what have you that you can get from around your house, and he just creates these amazing designs that are so fun looking, and the paintwork on here is so good. It is amazing. I really dig the way that you put all this stuff together, and it always looks so authentic and so real, so keep it up. And again, we are not done with TMNT. This one's coming from Bayless Imagination Station. Good to see you throwing in a whole bunch of tags this time. Hopefully that will get you a little more love on this, because this is a great looking diorama. The level of detail on here is awesome. I love all the pieces that you've got up on the walls with the signs and the like the electrical box, all of that, the couch, everything is looking so good. The pictures are awesome. You just did a really good job, and this is obviously cartoon TMNT, at least for the figures that you're using. I really dig this piece. Let's go ahead and cycle through some more of these pictures, because your paintwork on here is amazing. You really nailed it. It looks so good and grimy and nasty, like it really is underground and it's been around for ages. Wow, what a great job. I can't gush enough about it. You did a amazing job. This one's coming from Marvel Legendre. What do we got? Work in progress with Rage. I'm liking what you've already got here so far. It looks very nice. I love this little bit where you've got the brick poking through from some sort of additional layer. The window looks great with the little mesh sort of thing on there. That also is looking awesome. Can't wait to see what this thing is going to look like when it's completed. Not sure if you're going to add signage, or it works without a sign, because, you know, if this is an old worn down building, the sign may have faded away or come off. So can't wait to see what this thing is going to look like when you've got it done. Make sure you post it and tag it with the hashtag so we can actually see. Here's a little size comparison with the dog. Nice looking dog. Reminds me of a lighter colored Toto from Wizard of Oz. I like that dog. That's a cute dog. Okay, moving on. Next, coming from DripOrama, always presents his dioramas amazingly, and this is his NECA It 2 Mirror Maze diorama. This thing is amazing. I mean, it is absolutely sick. Let's play this video and you can watch to see just how cool this is. So I don't think I've actually seen It 2. But this is awesome. You did a great job with the mirrors. The display is, so good. All right, let's go ahead and check out some more of these pictures. You can see, I just dig it. Look at that. The cracks in the windows or in the mirrors. That is super fun. You really nailed it. And then of course, your photography is capturing it so well. So great job. This one is coming from Styro Smith Dio Arts, and we actually had this shared not too long ago. It's the Hotel Diorama set. I believe they sold it to someone, and whoever it was, it looks like Dennis, in last week's episode, did some really cool shots, and this week they submitted it to the hashtag with some more pictures of this thing. And just look at all the details on here. If you're not familiar with Styro Smith's work, the brickwork that they do is individual bricks, and then they lay that. I say it every time, but I need to get that point across. They lay these bricks individually so that they can get this design look, and it is so cool. And just look at the detail, the paintwork on the walls. It really looks authentic. The doors, all of it is so good looking. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. So many hours of work has got to have gone into this. So absolutely amazing. I love seeing talent like this. It is so fun, and it's just something to look up to and to work towards. That's what I'm striving towards, is to be able to get to this kind of realism with my dioramas. And speaking of talent, we've got BTM Cart. This thing is amazing. The detail on this, it's a 1/35th scale diorama, and if you pulled your hand out and got just the right picture with just the right lighting, this thing is gonna look like it's a real building. The details are impeccable. It is so cool. I absolutely love this sort of stuff. I've talked about it often. Is my favorite art when it comes to dioramas is getting it as realistic as possible so that you can't tell that it is, you know, 1/12th scale or in this 1/35th scale. Just look at all the detail on these bricks. It is so authentic looking. The signage, everything is weathered perfectly. It all matches. It's just so good. So awesome job on another amazing piece. This one's coming from Rhino Dioramas. As always, make sure you go and check out rhinodioramas.com. They sponsored last year's Grand Championship tries. And this diorama is amazing. They are so talented with their weathering. Their paint apps are so cool looking. Just look at the grime in this bathroom scene. You got a mirror in here, which is fun. Tough medium to work with for photography. When you've got mirrors in there, you need to make sure that your camera's not in the frame, in the mirror. This thing is so awesome. I dig it a lot. The paintwork, the details, it is so cool and so grimy and nasty. We've all walked into a bathroom like this. You got a couple of lights, one is on, one is not. That's also pretty darn authentic. So as always, great job on yet again another amazing piece. This one's coming from Customs by Martin. It is a Ghost Rider base diorama piece, and I really am digging on this thing. It is super cool. It gives me very much a comic book vibe, where there are some actual three-dimensional pieces and then some painted on pieces when it comes to like the flames and what have you, to actually give it that appearance of it's kind of like a 2D, but it's 3D. I like it. I like it a lot. You did a great job with this piece. There's nothing to critique on it. It's just so cool. I really love it a lot. And I've been wanting to do something very similar to this with my Ghost Rider. I need to finish up a couple other projects, but this is something in line of what I want to do. This is great looking. So awesome job on a really, really cool diorama. This one's coming from the Mat Cave. Sewer tunnel diorama complete, needs some weathering and grime. That was one of the things that I was thinking. I didn't see that you had written that in there. Yes, this thing is looking awesome. Lighting wise, when you show it like this, it looks absolutely perfect. So cool. And you are right. I would love to see some weathering on this. And since you already know that, we're not going to get too far into talking about that. But you've got a great base going for this diorama. It's going to look awesome once you've weathered it. Throw some rust on some of these pieces, and it is really going to turn out great. You've already got lighting in here, which is awesome. Loving the angles with the arches there. Very, very cool. Can't wait to see what you come up with your weathering, because this thing is already looking very, very good. This one's coming from Tom's Dioramas, a little scratch build workshop, and the amount of detail on here is amazing. Now, if you're not familiar, they just did a video tutorial on how they weathered this barrel. I will link to it in the description below, because I think this is something everybody needs to try. If you haven't gotten into weathering your diorama pieces, be it props or walls or whatever that might be, hit up his video, because there is some very good techniques that he's showing, and they're not that difficult, and he'll say that as much. But look at all the awesome pieces in here, and with that talent of weathering, it can give the authentic realism that a diorama really needs to be able to have everything just look like it fits, like it's meant to be there. This is just so cool. You got a little acetylene torch type tank there. Love it. Love all the details. So great job. This one's coming from Mighty Kane. Couple of crow shots behind the scenes. The effect that you've got here, especially with this picture, is amazing. And then when we get to the actual behind the scenes picture, it's a little surprising, but it's so cool. Let's get to it. There, look at that. It doesn't even take that much for paint necessarily on whatever this poly something or other is. And you really get that very, very cool blast effect. Let's go back. Look at that. That is so cool. And wow, that's so fun. So great job on a really cool accessory that you're going to be able to use on all sorts of different dioramas. This one's coming from Freda0204. And wow, the detail on this thing is amazing. It's some sort of like fountain of some sort. Sculpt wise, this thing looks awesome. Paint, you did amazing. And then I love the grass that you've got. You've got different color tones of green, a little bit of water in there, looking very, very nice. I'm sure that we're going to see some really cool looking pictures coming from you very soon. Here's a little bit of work in progress to see how we got to that point. Just amazing work. Great job. I just love it. This one's coming from Hepburnicus. Works in very small scale, but the detail is so cool, so amazing. What do we got here? It's the old film factory. Not much time for these endeavors. Blah 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 blah. The detail on here is so good. The tin on there with the weathering looks awesome. The brick down here is so authentic looking, and then you throw in the concrete as well. The weathering on that is so good. It looks absolutely real. Oh, look at that. I hadn't scrolled through all of these. I went to 2 of them. This is cool. Holy crap. Where's that gonna go? I don't know. Anyway, this thing is super cool. Awesome job. Here is a really cool diorama coming from W. Collins Customs, and I really like the light feature that you've got on here, so I wanted to show this video. You did this so cleanly. You got these little switches at the top here, which is so clean, you barely notice them. That is awesome. I've been wanting to get into doing lighting for a while, but I haven't been able to decide exactly how I want to do it. There's so many different options, and that's the hard part, but this is looking really cool. You can see a little light here and a light in the sign. Very, very cool. All of you guys that are doing lights in your dioramas, y'all make me so jealous. So great job. This one, we've seen this diorama before, but I wanted to showcase this picture because it is really cool. It is amazing. Obviously, the diorama itself is absolutely phenomenal. There's so much detail on this. And then we've got the Thanos from the Endgame. It's wow. It's so cool. It's so raw looking and so just destroyed and oh, it's such a cool piece. It's from Roven Customs. If you're not following them, make sure that you do, because their work is just, there's so much detail and it's so cool, and there's lights throughout. It's so good. This one is coming from MT Dio Art, and what do we got? New customer project finished for Masters of the Universe Classic. I'm sure they will enjoy it. I'm not sure how big this thing is. I assume it's 1/12 scale, since the Super 7 I think are around a 6 or 7 inch scale. But this thing is really cool, and it looks to be very, very big. I love the little shingle roof. It just looks so cool. It's got that castle feel, and you really did a nice job with it. You got a great area for some display of figures here and up here, and heck, you could hang them from all over the place. This thing is just really going to get some great use. Here's some work in progress pics. You can see that is super cool, and it looks like you used the packing foam. We don't always see that very often, and that can be tough to work with. But for what you're doing here, it actually worked very, very well. So great job. This one's coming from Virtual Oneer, and I really dig this. I like it a lot. What do we got? Making small buildings for your Godzilla action figures. I am kind of a sucker for Godzilla, although I try not to buy the figures from NECA just because their articulation's not great and they're so small, etc., etc. But this is a great way to be able to display your Godzilla figures. Check this out. How fun is this? These little burned out, nasty old buildings that have been destroyed and what have you. Really nice weathering throughout all of these pieces. You just did a great job with it. It looks awesome. You're going to be able to take some amazing pictures. I'm sure you can move these all over the place however you want them to look. This is super cool. I love it a lot. It's so much fun. Look at this. Great pictures. What a great piece. I really dig it. This one's coming from Creative Rich 77, Life in the Old Republic. It's a Star Wars display piece, fairly good size, though I think are these 3 3/4 inch figures? I think they might be. Let's cycle through a few of these pictures. I gotta go on his profile because there was another set of pictures that I wanted to showcase. Here we go. I think it's this. This gives a little bit better view of it all. Look at the lighting on here. There's a lot of work that went into getting the lights right. And yeah, this is a really good size piece. What do we got? 34 inches. 34 inches, dang, by 18 by 10. This is a really cool display piece, especially with the lighting. Gives that ambiance of kind of a night feel. You just really did a nice job on this piece. It's going to be great on your shelf or whatever. Can't wait to see more from you. Now this one is coming from EMT Diorama. It's Jabba's Diorama Throne, or Jabba's Throne, and this thing is really full of detail. There's a lot of great paint work on here. You can see some nice paint apps right there, and then these little things. I gotta know, are those 3D printed or are they hand carved, or is this something that you found somewhere? I'm not sure what they are, but they look really cool and really detailed. So I'd love to know that. But this is just, it's a fun little display piece that if you have a Jabba, one of the Jabba figures from the Black Series, it's going to be a great upgrade to what I think came with him. And you really did a great job with this piece. Paintwork is very much on point. This one's coming from Classic Dios out of Fort Worth, Texas. It's a commissioned piece for Punisher Armory, and this looks really nice. I think you did a great job with this. The weapons rack on the wall is looking awesome, and then these air ducts also are looking very nice. I think you did a great job with the design and the detail work on here. We got a little map of, what is this? Is this New York City? Yep, New York City. We got somebody, must be who he's looking for on the little cork board. Just a great looking piece. Awesome. You know, I didn't notice this. I really dig the sweatshirt and the pants that you got for him. Would love to know where you got that as well, because I've got this Punisher, and it would be kind of fun to be able to get him dressed up in some other stuff. So if you have that information available, that would be cool to hear. But overall, your diorama is looking really good. The bricks, all of it looks awesome. This one's coming from Shelf Scale Customs. It is a Gladiator display piece. I don't remember who it was that made this figure. Is this a custom, or is this I don't know where it's from. I don't even know what scale this is. The diorama itself is looking really cool. You mix in diorama, and then I believe this is probably printed. I'm guessing you printed this background off, and it really works well with the perspective that you've got, and it just looks great for either pictures or on a display shelf. So great job, lots of really nice detail on it. All right, here we go. We've got another custom party wagon. This one's coming from AF Doing At. What do we got here? Not a lot of other detail in the description, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I took this van, customized it to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles party wagon. Looking very, very cool. I like the color scheme that you've got here. What do we got here? It's party time. Interesting. I haven't seen like word bubbles on a vehicle like that. I like it. I especially like these windows. You did a really nice job with the windows to get that cartoon look. So I'm always excited to see custom vehicles and whatnot. I know it's not quite diorama necessarily, but I think it still fits within that, and there's no other real medium that I know of that is doing custom vehicles, so keep them coming as much as you guys can. This one's coming from SageJG. Looks like he had short notice for some ruins. Definitely had a blast making these. This is really impressive looking. His work is always very, very clean and very well done. The paint work is always very nuanced, and you can always see his talent with the paint work that he does, and it's always fun to be able to showcase his work because, like I said, it's very, very impressive, and this is another one of those really, really nice looking pieces. This one is coming from Dirty Mike Customs. Hard to see your Batman collection. Oh yeah, now I remember this one. So he had his Batman collection up on his shelf, and you know, the shelf is one level, and so what he did is he built a few walls. I think it was like a 5-piece display that he's able to put them up in multiple levels. And this is something, whether you're new to diorama making or an old pro, this is something that you can quickly and easily do to step up your display, so you don't have to have everything all in one level. Even if you're posing them in kind of vanilla poses, having that little diorama piece really goes a long way to be able to add to the look of your display piece. And I think he's got a picture of it kind of, there we go. So it's not like it's the most complex thing, but it is a great idea to be able to raise your figures up an extra level so that you can actually start seeing them, and this is a great idea. This one's coming from Dagobert Customs, does a lot of really cool 3D printed stuff, and this thing I wanted to point out because not only is it really cool looking with the print, just the design, but then the color, there's some sort of like it's not chrome, it's actually copper. It looks really good. I would love to know what paint that is. If it's like a spray paint, metallic paint or something, it looks really cool. They've got a lot of really neat stuff on their profile. They sell 3D printed items, so hit up Dagobert Customs if this is the sort of thing that you're interested in. I would love to know what paint this is, because I might have some things that I would like to paint like that as well. This one's coming from Highschoolcreations, perfect accessory to complete the waterside diorama. Prepare yourself for the upcoming Bluto and Popeye. Yes, that Bluto set from Mezco I definitely want to get, and this piece is very much a perfect accessory for that. A little dock type of piece with the timbers, looks awesome. You're doing a really nice job on it already. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like. It sounds like there's going to be more diorama to this, so I can't wait to see what that is going to look like when you've got it done, especially then when you actually have your Bluto in hand. This one's coming from Would You Kindly Studios. It is kind of like an ancient ruins sort of display piece. You've done several of these in the recent past, I think, just slightly different like floor plans. They always look very, very cool. The paintwork on here is very nice. I like the moss that you've got growing in and around here, looks really cool. One thing that would really add to this even more is if you have access to the actual like strand grasses. There are the longer grasses that you could put a little tuft here and there to add to it even more. Would just be another step up. I really dig what you've got going on here. I'm not criticizing at all, just saying, hey, you know, you could add even more to it because you're really nailing these very, very well. So very cool work. Can't wait to see some more from you. This is a fun little display coming from Lily Dior. Not knowing anything else about it other than its little decor staging chopper of film One Piece Z in the English countrysides. I'm not certain what that is. It's a cute little display that I think is super fun. It's very unique from what we typically see, and that's what Lily Dior typically does, is some really cool stuff that's outside of the typical displays that I see or I do myself, and I love it. I love seeing this kind of stuff. It looks like it's like a little trail with a tiny little like pumpkin patch there. I think it's fun. The paintwork on here is really nice. You did a great job weathering the fence. The actual dirt road looks like a real dirt road, and then you got a little bit of grass kind of infringing, or is it infringing? Infringing is not a word. That's not a word. Made up a word, I think. I love your work. It's so nuanced, and there's so much detail, and it's whimsical and fun. And I didn't notice that was a stairway. How did I not notice that? I thought it was like a hill. Huh. Anyway, see, you notice even more as you go through more of the pictures. I love this. I think you did a great job. Thank you very much for submitting, because these are the sorts of things that are so fun to be able to see, that are just a little bit different from what I normally see. And then last but not least, coming from Miss, I'm not sure, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, the actual creator might be, let me look in here, David Verdonk? I don't know. It's a Dragonball Z display piece. I've wasted enough time trying to figure out who actually made it. it's a fun display. It's very similar in concept to Lily Dior's that I was just talking about a minute ago, because it's got that whimsical kind of feel to it. Now this is Dragonball Z, of course, and I just really dig what I'm seeing. I don't know what it is that I'm seeing necessarily, other than, you know, we got like a snow piece here. This almost looks like he's dressed up to look like he's Russian. And then whatever this thing is looks really cool. There's like a little satellite dish. I think these might be gun turrets. I don't know. It's really cool. It's fascinating to me. Yeah, these are guns, machine guns. So this is some sort of like machine gun turret type of tower. Not sure beyond that, but it looks really cool. So more information would be awesome. Okay, we give you snow with the new DB. Yeah, more information is always going to be better, but I really like what I'm seeing here. Alrighty, there you have it. We are at the end of the showcase once again, but we are not quite done yet. We need to reveal my top 5, and you'll get your chance to vote for your favorite on the community tab on my channel. And my top 5 are the TMNT Sewer Dio by Styro Customs, the TMNT Street Sewer Dio by Bayless Imagination Station, the It 2 Dio by DripOrama, the Apartment Building Dio by Styro Smith Dio Arts, and the Wayne Manor Dio by Laz Dioramas and Toys. Again, make sure you go to the community tab on my channel after you're done watching the episode and vote for your favorite, and I will reveal the winner next week. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and you know what? Share this video out with as many people as you can so we can get the word out to both diorama creators and those who really enjoy dioramas as well. And I will see you next week.